And yes, this brings us to another issue that many Indians living in America may not think about until and unless it's too late. You may think your Indian bank account is simply your bank account, which is in India. But to the government, US government, it can become a reportable foreign financial account. Yes, while Washington debates how to tax money leaving America, another US rule is watching the money you already keep outside the United States. Well, you live in America, you work in America, you pay taxes in America, but you still have an NRE account in India. NRE and NRO account. Maybe a fixed deposit, maybe an investment account, maybe even a joint account with your parents. Now, here's the question: does the US government need to know about it? Ladies and gentlemen, in many cases, yes. This is where the FBAR or Report of Foreign Bank and Financial Accounts enters the entire picture. The FBAR is filed through FinCEN Form 114. And the first thing to understand is that FBAR is not the same thing as your normal income tax return. It is an information reporting requirement. The basic rule is straightforward here, don't you worry. It is combined value of your financial accounts, that to foreign financial accounts, that goes above $10,000 at any point during the year. You may have an FBAR filing obligation, and there are just three words you absolutely need to remember: combined peak foreign. Well, let's say you have three accounts in India: an NRE account with $4,000, an NRO account with another $4,000, and a fixed deposit worth about $3,000. Now, individually, none of these accounts have more than $10,000, right? But together that is $11,000. So the combined balance that is there, it crosses the entire threshold. And here's where another common misunderstanding comes in. You don't simply look at your December 31st balance, the rulebook at the highest balance during the year. So imagine your accounts briefly cross the threshold. Maybe money comes into the account for a property transaction. Maybe a fixed deposit matures. Maybe you receive a family transfer, and for a short period of time you combine foreign accounts. It goes above the threshold. Even if the money leaves the country later, that peak, it can still matter for FBAR purposes. And yes, then there is the issue of currency conversion too. Foreign balances have to be converted into the US dollar using the applicable Treasury reporting exchange rate. And yes, it is not just traditional savings account that can matter. Well, several categories that could potentially fall within the foreign financial reporting, including NRE and NRO account, fixed deposit, certain investment account, and accounts where you have signature authority. Well, the last part is essentially important, so listen carefully. Suppose your parents have an account in India. Your name is on it. You have the authority to make transactions. Even if the money isn't really yours, the account may still create a reporting issue depending on the circumstances. And yes, this is where people sometimes get into trouble. They think that it's my parents' money. But the reporting question can be very different from the ownership question. And yes, then there are penalties. Well, non-willful violation, it can carry significant civil penalties, while willful violation can be dramatically more serious. And this is why ignoring FBAR, it is not something to take lightly. Well, the filing deadline is generally aligned with the US tax calendar with an automatic extension to October 15th. So if you are a US tax resident with financial account in India, the message is very simple for you. Don't wait until a bank, accountant, or government notice forces you to look at your foreign accounts. Know your peak balances, know which account you have, know where you have signature authority, and understand your filing obligations.